Hey, all you Golden Eagles, you're listening to Southern Miss Today on Southern Miss Radio. I'm your Tuesday, Thursday show host, Skylar Angus Barker. We've got a great show coming up with some information about Christine Harvey's identity struggle, driving change for herself and other black women. Anish Renica talks about the USM student actors film Sonder. And don't touch that dial because Haley Shepard will share some things that you don't want to miss. You're listening to Southern Miss Today on Southern Miss Radio.
Sponsorship for Southern Miss Today comes from Mr. Sippy Beverages. Mr. Sippy Beverages provides water, water coolers, and coffee service throughout South Mississippi. Take half of your weight in pounds. That's how many ounces of water you need a day. Mr. Sippy Beverages can help you reach that goal by delivering fresh water to your door. To get more information or to set up a cooler and water delivery, you can call Mr. Sippy Beverages at 601-271-2420, or you can find them online. Sponsorship comes from American Graphics. Located at 8 Commercial Warehouse Drive in Hattiesburg, American Graphics provides custom screen printing and embroidery. They can be reached by phone at 601-602-2277, and the website is goamericangraphics.com. American Graphics, printing at its finest.
Welcome back to Southern Miss Today on Southern Miss Radio. In USM campus news, Southern Miss alumnus and U.S. Army Band Director Colonel Bruce R. Pulver to return as artist in residence. USM is proud to announce that Colonel Bruce R. Pulver, a retiring commander of the United States Army Band, is returning to campus as an artist in residence in the School of Music starting July 1st, 2026. Pulver states the following about his return, quote, "It's been an honor to serve in the military for the past 32 years. As I prepare to retire from active duty, I'm excited to be returning to my alma mater. I'm passionate about serving the needs of veterans, connecting with the community, and shaping future generations of musicians in partnership with the incredible music faculty at Southern Miss," end quote. Southern Miss President Dr. Joseph S. Paul praised this return by stating, quote, "Colonel Pulver's career is a testament to the power of Southern Miss education. His leadership at the highest levels of military music has inspired musicians worldwide. To have him return home to guide and mentor our students is an extraordinary gift, not only for the School of Music, but for our entire community," end quote. Ruttman leading Southern Miss esports program. Trace Ruttman has taken on the role as esports program director with the union department at USM earlier this year. He leads a staff of more than 10 graduate and undergraduate students, while also managing more than a dozen competitive teams in games such as Apex Legends, Call of Duty, iRacing, League of Legends, Madden NFL, and more. Ruttman states the following about his new position, quote, "I'm thrilled to be here at the University of Southern Mississippi. Since I came on board this summer, I've enjoyed leading the Southern Miss esports team in its pursuit of ambitious goals in competition, academics, and entertainment. We have a passionate and driven group, and it is an absolute honor to serve as its leader," end quote. In Hattiesburg news, a little something for everybody. Hattiesburg Concert Band plays to the masses. The Hattiesburg Concert Band hosted its fall concert on Sunday at the Manoli Performing Arts Center. The program included songs to honor the armed forces, selections from the musical and movie Wicked, English folk songs, and more. Dr. Melody Cosby, the director of the event, stated the following, quote, "One of my favorite things about a community band is that you've got teenagers sitting next to someone who is 60 or 70, who has been doing this for their whole life. They get to connect and share their experiences together. That's one thing that makes a community band really unique. It also means that we program a little something for everybody," end quote. Meet Wiggins Fire Department's newest recruit, Ruby. It looks like a new recruit has joined Wiggins Fire Department with Ruby, a 15-week-old Dalmatian from North Carolina. Stephanie Purvis, Wiggins Fire Department Public Information Officer, says the following about Ruby's arrival, quote, "The idea is to use her as a community outreach dog and also as a therapy dog. and right here at our fire station, and also nursing homes, hospitals, schools, and kind of just get her out and have a positive interaction with our community. She's going to go to a 2-week on and off leash command school where she learns obedience, door manners, table manners. Then she'll go through tone training. So when she hears a fire department tone, she'll go to her safe spot until a firefighter gives her a command to come out. End quote. In Mississippi news, MSU student arrested for anti-Semitic threats to influencer. A Mississippi State student was arrested on Monday after making anti-Semitic threats towards Dave Portnoy, the Barstool Sports founder, in Starkville. Mississippi State student newspaper, The Reflector, reported on this by revealing the following. Patrick McClintock was arrested for disturbing the peace. The student was accused of making anti-Semitic comments towards Portnoy and throwing coins at him. Mr. Clintock's bond is set at $2,500. The video of the student making these comments and throwing coins has gone viral, where Portnoy responded to the video, calling him a loser, but stated that the incident did not ruin his visit to Starkville. In national news, Trump's Pentagon name change could cost up to $2 billion. President Donald Trump has a new goal to change the name of the Department of Defense to the Department of War, which could cost as much as $2 billion. The name change has to be approved by Congress and would require replacing thousands of signs, placards, letterheads, and badges, as well as many other items at U.S. military sites around the world that featured the Department of Defense as that name. Chief Pentagon spokesman Sean Parnell states the following in an emailed statement, quote, "The Department of War is aggressively implementing the name change directed by President Trump and is making the name permanent. A final cost estimate has not been determined at this time due to the Democrat shutdown furloughing many of our critical civilians. A nod to our proud heritage, this change is essential because it reflects the department's core mission, winning wars. This has always been our mission, and while we hope for peace, we will prepare for war." End quote. We'll be right back with sports and weather after a word from our sponsors.
Sponsorship for Southern Miss Today comes from Mr. Sippy Beverages. Mr. Sippy Beverages provides water, water coolers, and coffee service throughout South Mississippi. Take half of your weight in pounds. That's how many ounces of water you need a day. Mr. Sippy Beverages can help you reach that goal by delivering fresh water to your door. To get more information or to set up a cooler and water delivery, you can call Mr. Sippy Beverages at 601-271-2420, or you can find them online.
My name is Lola Silvestri, and I'm going to be 95 this year. I was very independent. I fell, and I had to have Meals on Wheels. America, let's do lunch.
1 in 6 seniors faces the threat of hunger, and millions more live in isolation. Drop off a hot meal and say a quick hello. Volunteer for Meals on Wheels by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org. This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
Welcome back to Southern Miss Today on Southern Miss Radio. Now on for your sports. The Golden Eagles grabbed their 7th win on the season with a 27-21 victory over Arkansas State Saturday in Jonesboro. Amir Foster intercepted Arkansas State quarterback Jalen Rayner in the end zone to end the game, capping off a 6-turnover day for the Golden Eagle defense. The win moves the Golden Eagles to 7-2 overall and 5-0 in Sun Belt Conference play. Be there when your Golden Eagles take on the Texas State Bobcats on November 15th in our annual military appreciation game. Tickets are available now. Men's basketball falls in overtime at South Carolina. Southern Miss and South Carolina fought hard on Sunday night. Unfortunately, South Carolina was able to take the win with an 83-79 in overtime. Next time, Eagles. To keep up with all the Golden Eagles sports activities, head on over to southernmiss.com. Now on for your weather. It looks like there is some patchy fog. There was some patchy fog this morning, but it seems clear now. Our highs are in the upper 70s and lows in the lower 50s. Friday looks to have patchy fog in the morning, followed by sunny skies with highs in the upper 70s and lows in the lower 50s. Saturday is sunny with highs in the upper 70s and lows in the mid 50s. Sunday will be mostly sunny with highs in the low 80s. It also looks like rain will return sometime next week, so keep an eye out for that. Up next, we have Christine Harvey's identity struggle driving change for herself and other black women. Check it out.
This is Mississippi Moments, produced by the Center for Oral History and Cultural Heritage at the University of Southern Mississippi and supported by the Mississippi Humanities Council. I'm Bill Ellison. After helping preserve the history of the Stennis Space Center, Christine Harvey sat down to record her own oral history. She shares her thoughts on identity and the importance of diversity.
Stennis today has changed dramatically, but it hasn't changed. I have a hard time, day after day after day, wrestling with my own identity. I'm at the stage in my life where I feel I need to do something, I need to make a difference. I see myself as someone who's trying to make it better, if not for me, for the next person of color, especially black female that comes through. I am not complacent with just drawing a paycheck. I want my work in my life to mean something at this stage. I believe in doing the right thing. To me, it's worth it. If I've helped just one person, I am a believer in right. And Dr. Martin Luther King was a believer in right. He lost his life. But I'm quite sure that even though he knew he was faced with it, he didn't regret anything that he did. And we as a people, we as a nation have to get to that point where we're more into doing the right thing than self-preservation. And I think that's where I'm at now.
To learn more, subscribe to the Mississippi Moments podcast or visit cohch.org. Mississippi Moments is supported by the Mississippi Humanities Council. The humanities are for everyone.
That was our Mississippi Moments. Coming up, we've got a special guest that you don't want to miss.
Sponsorship for Southern Miss Today comes from Mississippi Beverages. Mississippi Beverages provides water, water coolers, and coffee service throughout South Mississippi. Take half of your weight in pounds. That's how many ounces of water you need a day. Mississippi Beverages can help you reach that goal by delivering fresh water to your door. To get more information or to set up a cooler and water delivery, you can call Mississippi Beverages at 601-271-2420, or you can find them online. Sponsorship comes from Furniture Direct, with locations in Hattiesburg, Laurel, and Columbia. Are you looking for a deal? Lots of styles on a good value? You can find them on Facebook at Furniture Direct Hattiesburg for the latest specials and promotions. Or you can shop anytime at FurnitureDirectNow.com. You can see why Furniture Direct is your furniture destination.
Welcome back to Southern Miss Today on Southern Miss Radio. Now, please give a warm Golden Eagle welcome to Haley Shepard. Hey, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. So thank you for coming on to the show today. First and foremost, for anyone who doesn't know you, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
My name's Haley Shepard. I am a senior majoring in digital journalism with a minor in French and public and applied history.
Wow.
And I'm a writer at the student newspaper.
Nice. So with you being a senior, is this like your last semester or do you have one more?
Actually, no. I have one more.
Okay.
I studied abroad in France. I did the Chateau program last semester, so I have to stay an extra year. Plus, I have 2 minors. So
Yeah. Okay, I see. How would you rate your experience at USM?
at USM, I really love it here, honestly, because I've grown up around here my whole life. My mom's a USM alumni, and she works here, so it's nice. I love it here.
Awesome. And how do you compare your experience as like a senior to when you were a freshman? Was it like a cold bath, or like how would you describe it?
Well, actually, I'm a transfer student.
Okay.
So I went to Jones County Junior College first for 2 years. And actually, I've kind of struggled a lot with that, mainly because, I came here, it was my, I came here last year. It was my first semester here, and, while I'd grown up here, I had friends who I went to high school with who had come here straight from freshman year. Yeah. And a lot of them, they already had their connections. They knew their professors really well. They were getting internships, and they were doing this, and they were just, it seemed like they were making they were already getting so far in their career, having still already been in school, and I was brand new here. I didn't know the people. I didn't know SM2. I didn't know a lot of the people here, so I felt like I was falling behind a lot because of that, because I had stayed 2 years in another place, and I was brand new and trying to find my way around campus.
Yeah. Did you have any of your classmates within your junior college join you at USM, or?
Well, I actually have this year. So Sammy Jordan, and she works down at Roy Howard Community Journalism Center, and JC. I worked with them actually at the newspaper and the yearbook back at Jones. So it's actually been really nice having them back around, because I've made friends here, but it's nice having these people who knew me when I was like first learning my way around the newspaper and stuff like that. So it's been actually really nice having them here with me this year.
Awesome. So we're actually going to segue straight into SM2. What do you do at SM2?
Well, I am currently at the student newspaper's feature writer.
Okay.
So I love doing it. I'll interview people. I get to learn about their life, learn like if they've done something big this year. I work actually in collaboration with the ORA, the Office of Research and Administration. They will give me people who've recently gotten research grants or something like that, and I'll write about them. They'll put it in their newsletter, stuff like that. Wow. So I get to meet these people who have done these like big, amazing things, and like I get to learn about them, learn how they got there. I love like finding like their story, what they did growing up that brought them to their path, to how they got here today. I just really love learning about people in that way.
Absolutely. And you were mentioning earlier before that you recently did either an article or like some sort of thing. Can you tell us about that?
Yes. So I recently did a feature article on, he's my neighbor actually. His name is Billy Wingo. Okay. He's actually a USM alumni, and he fought in the Vietnam War. Wow. He actually got a Purple Heart and a Bronze Star. Okay. He saved 7 people in an explosion. Like, there was an explosion on the front lines. He dragged all these 7 people who were injured back across. There was, like, the way that he described it, there was, like, guns raining down on him, and no one was there. No one was really helping him, and he, like, had to drag these people back by himself and got them in the medevac helicopter and all that stuff. And it's really incredible because this man has lived next to me. I don't even know how long, because I've lived in my current house. But he's lived next to me, and I never knew this stuff about him. I didn't even know he was a USM alumni at first. Yeah. And now, all of a sudden, I, like, get to learn all these amazing things. Like, this man has done so many things. He was a polygrapher for years. Wow. He actually helped put away a serial shooter, like, in Arizona. Because, there was this guy, he shot, like, 9 people, injured a bunch more. And he helped put him away because he was a polygrapher. So he was able to determine, like, if he was lying. Yeah. So it's crazy how, like, I've lived next to this man for so long, and, like, I didn't know all these things about him. Yeah. And so I recently did a feature article on him. It actually started because I was doing an oral history interview with him for my class. And so I've got, like, 4 hours worth of recording for this interview. Wow. So we are currently trying to break up these 4 hours of this interview and, like, kind of cut it up into, like, 30-minute episodes into, like, 4 parts. Yeah. And we're hoping to be able to, like, put it up online on YouTube so that way people can hear this interview, hear about his story, because it really is so impactful. And especially, like, learning all the things that he's done, because he's done way more than just, like, the war and the polygrapher. He was only in the war for 3 years, too. Yeah. So, like, he's done a lot. It's kind of amazing.
Absolutely. I mean, we had a guest on Tuesday that was also fought in the Vietnam War, and knowing, like, how amazing that those soldiers were during such, like, an immense and, like, terrifying time. Yeah. And being able to do something like save your fellow comrades and your brothers and your sisters, especially, like, saving them from near death. Yeah. And being able to obtain the Purple Heart and being able to be recognized for his work now, especially with you being able to interview him and be able to, like, talk to him to get that story out, because I'm sure that a lot of stories go untold. Yeah. So it's amazing what you do.
Yeah, and I especially love it too because, like I said, I started this because it was a project for my oral history thing, and
Yeah.
then I was able to use it and create a feature out of it for Veterans Day. But one of the things that I really love seeing is when I actually met his daughter.
Okay.
I had went by his house to talk to him, get him to sign some paperwork and stuff, and I had met his daughter. Right, I had never met her before.
Yeah.
She lives in Petal, but I just had never gotten the chance to meet her.
Yeah.
And I started talking to her about, I was like, oh, he was so nice. It was so great getting to learn his story. And I mentioned that was going to get them the interview, right, so they
Yeah.
could have it. And she was so grateful because she was like, it's really amazing that you've been able to do this, because a lot of the stuff that he talked to you about, he hasn't ever talked to me about before. It's
Yeah.
something that I don't know, and it's something that she was so happy that she would be able to have it, and it's something that their family can look back on and be like, this man, he was our family. He was
Yeah.
this big important person, and even if he didn't always get recognized, because I wouldn't say he hasn't he's done Veterans Day things
Yeah.
before. He's also a poet. I
Yeah.
didn't mention that. He's
Okay.
written a bunch of poetry and stuff like that. And so it was amazing getting to talk to her and her being excited to hear the interview herself, because it's important to her. It's important for their family. And I love being able to do that for people, being able
Yeah.
to tell their stories, and having this written down in history, because not everyone. A lot of times in history, you only see the important people, you see the big people, politicians, presidents, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But there's so many little people that have done so many big things and amazing things.
Yeah.
And I really love being able to tell someone's story, because not everyone's going to think to tell their story if they're a smaller person.
Absolutely. It's really the feeling and concept of the underdog, about
Yeah.
being someone that has fought within these immense and insane wars, and having to do a lot of things with the polygraph, and being able to put away someone who's been causing a lot of damage and a lot of harm to people, and also being an artist and being able to create acts of poetry, and doing all these things for someone who, as you mentioned with his daughter, is unable to get that information out of him. And now that they have this priceless artifact of being able to look back on their family, as you mentioned, and just being able to hold it as almost like an heirloom, about going this is someone that was in our family. This was someone that really went above and beyond, and went against the norms of what people expected, and overall, absolutely, I'm baffled, but I'm so impressed about what you're able to do, because that's such a wonderful story to tell.
Yeah, I really do love being able to tell other people's story, especially because I actually don't know a ton about my own family.
Yeah.
But most of my grandparents passed away when I was really young, and I have my grandmother left, and that's about it. And I love hearing stories from her as well.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of things that my family. Both of my grandparents were not close with, or both of my grandfathers were not close with their family.
Yeah.
I know that I have a lot of extended family, but I don't know who they are. So I love being able to do that for other people, because I'd love to be able to learn or have these kinds of things about my own family. I know that I'd love to know more about my grandfathers, but I can't. And so I like being able to do that for other people. It makes me really happy.
Awesome. Well, I know they're running out of time, but I wanted to ask one final question. Is something that we do with all of our guests. If you were to give some advice to a younger you, whether it's about how that you're graduating soon, or how you're being able to tell all these stories, or what you want to do in the future, what advice would you give to a younger you right now?
Oh, that is so hard to say. I think I'd like to say, don't be afraid to not be confident in yourself, because I struggled a lot with confidence, and I would want to tell my younger self that it's okay to worry and be anxious, but don't be afraid to trust yourself. You need to be confident in your actions, and you need to trust that you know what you're doing.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Haley Shepard, for coming on today and providing a voice for our Eagles.
Thank you so much. This has been wonderful.
Coming up, we have Nishrenika talking about USM student actors film Sonder. Check it out.
For Southern Miss Student Media, I'm Listranika. Sometimes I get bored and I start imagining what I would say in my award acceptance speech. You know who to thank, what moments to talk about, a few lies here and there. We have all done it, but one of the students from Southern Miss, Srizal Thapa, might be much closer than most of us to actually doing it in real life. His short film, Sonder, won multiple awards and nominations, and he attended a film festival in LA where he met Hollywood stars like Madison Wolfe, Michael Murray, and Ted Donovan, to name a few. Let's listen to Thapa talk about his movie.
Sonder is about this hopeless romantic who must fight his deepest fears to bridge the gap between himself and a stranger, which turns the park that he goes to kind of release himself into a battlefield or a stage of personal redemption.
The award judges were not the only people impressed by Thapa's talent. He has also been highly praised among his classmates and professors. Matthew Ernest, one of his professors and mentors, talks about him.
I think he is an exceptional student. I don't just think that. Everyone thinks he's an exceptional student. Very hardworking, very creative, and it's been wonderful to see him really turn a corner in his acting this year. He has met some pretty significant artistic challenges and has done beautifully.
Thapa also mentioned how his family, which is from Nepal, was not always on board with him pursuing theatre as his career, but became fully supportive after Sonder. As a Nepali person myself, I cannot overstate how big of an achievement that is. For Southern Miss Student Media, I'm Listranika.
Thanks for listening to Southern Miss Today on Southern Miss Radio. Huge thanks to Liam Keenan, our audio engineer, and Daniel Page, our video engineer, for keeping this bird flying. Big shout out to our assistant producer, Rosai Means Monty, and our program director, Adeline Fields, and our GM, Dr. Wilbur Martin. Don't forget to follow SM2 Media on social media. I'm your Tuesday, Thursday show host, Skylar Angus Barker. Stay golden, Eagle.